Welcome back, Kings of Opinion, episode 70. Here, another big week in August coming up. We got the Wanderer and Ernie on the show. Say hi, guys.
Hello, happy Monday.
So, where to begin? This week has been a rough week. Not for the baseball team so much, but just in general. We're getting almost to the end of August. Like August is yeah. Like after this week, it's over. You got to look at the month as a whole. I think you'd sign up for both teams right now that they're still doing what needs to be done. I went to the Yankee game on Friday, which was a lot of fun.
Oh, nice.
I was pleased that Judge hit a home run for me because I've been to a few games and he didn't. And that's kind of surprising because he's hitting so many of them nowadays that I go to a game and I don't get to see him hit a home run. So he gave that to me. I think it was in like the 6th or 7th inning, which was nice. I got the Juan Soto figurine, which was cool, especially if he winds up not being a Yankee next year. That might bring up that figurine's value a little bit. Maybe I can make a few bucks on it, you know? As far as what they did over the week at home, they went 4-2, which I guess you would sign up for normally, but they didn't play the best of teams, especially the Rockies. On Saturday, they got blown out by the Rockies, which I wasn't pleased about. But then they came right back on Sunday, and both Soto, Judge, and Stan went back to back to back while we were playing golf. So that was kind of nice, right?
Awesome.
So yeah, I mean, they just got to keep chugging along. They play the Nationals tonight. They're not really that good either.
Yeah, I just saw that their number one pitching prospect is pitching tonight.
Okay, so the Yankees are going to lose. That's good to know. I feel like in the last bunch of years, anytime you throw a rookie out of the minor leagues against the Yankees, is he a lefty by any chance?
That I don't know.
Okay. Especially lefties, the Yankees hit poorly against them, to say the least. I'm not saying they don't win.
Yeah, I mean, well, everybody's seeing them for the first time.
Right. Well, that's another thing, too. The Yankees are terrible at seeing pitchers for the first time for whatever reason. And, you know, they're on the road against the Nationals, and I think after that it is someone else. St. Louis Cardinals. They're actually home, so they get a quick road trip of just the Nationals, and then they come back home to play the Cards for 3 days, and then they go on the road against the Rangers and Cubs. Those are all winnable games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, you want to start pulling away from the Orioles? Like now's this 2-week stretch, and now's the time.
Unfortunately, it's been the winnable games that they haven't been doing so hot with it.
I know, and that's concerning to me a little bit. And listen, the combo of Judge and Soto this year has been one for the ages that we might never see again, especially if they break them up at the end of this year. So I'm enjoying that. I don't know about you. I know you're a Met fan, but just in general, Yankee fans in general, I want to get to the playoffs already. I want to see how these guys are going to hit in the playoffs, because we know how Soto can hit in the playoffs. We know how some of the other guys can hit, and some of them aren't good.
Yeah, but the fact that, you know, the year that Giancarlo was having, imagine if all 3 of them were there all year long.
It would have been crazy.
Wow.
Like, he was, not that he was my early pick of comeback player of the year, but before he got hurt, if he stayed the course, he would have had easily comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
He could have 40 home runs around now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
What's he got, 23?
Yeah,
And he
something like
missed
that.
How much time?
Right, he missed about 8 weeks, which is 2 months worth of the season. I mean, that's par for the course for him, and you're going to know that. And I think he's only got 2 more years on his contract. But I fall on the side of things where I don't mind if Stan's hurt as long as you have a good backup plan for him. This year they had a good backup plan for him. It was going to be the Martian.
Yeah, I mean, it just would have been interesting to see what the year that he was having before he got hurt.
Agreed, but we're in the territory now where you know he's going to get hurt every year. It is what it is. And it's sad because he did so much work in the offseason for that not to happen. And maybe he could figure it out, but as he gets older, he's going to get easier and easier to break down. So, to me, as long as you have a good backup, you should be okay. Unfortunately, this year, their backup even got hurt for a while. So, that made us suffer a little bit in the beginning of the season. And it goes without saying, he's a key cog to this team as well. Even if he goes through his strides where he's bad and he's good and he's bad and he's so streaky, you need him in that lineup.
Sure.
People are still afraid to pitch to him.
Of course. You know, what are you gonna do? You gotta pitch around Judge. You gotta pitch around Soto, then Judge, and you know you still got a guy like that.
You bring up a fantastic point because you could pitch around the two of them, especially when he was hurt. You had like guys like J.D. Davis,
Right.
Jamani Jones, even Austin Wells for a little bit. You had Volpe, you had Verdugo. You had all these guys that weren't doing it. So you were able to pitch around these two guys, and you were getting away with it. Now, with Stanton being there, you can't really do that. What can you do? Walk all three, and his bases loaded with no outs, 1 out, or even 2 outs? Eventually, the pitcher makes a mistake.
Yeah.
And then that's when they'll burn you, and it's exactly what happened yesterday.
Has he been batting fourth every game since he's
He
been
flip
back?
flops between him and Wells and fourth. I think it
So
depends on the
fourth,
pitching
fifth,
matchup.
fourth.
Yeah, right. I really depends on the. I would assume the pitching matchup because Wells is a lefty, so I guess if you see a lefty and he's playing, he's batting fifth. You know, and that's another thing too. Wells has been coming along. Like I think he's gonna have the starting job next year. So
Yeah, for sure.
even whatever happens, we should be okay for next year. Just make a couple extra moves.
Yeah, I think he's gonna put together a decent career. He looks like the real deal.
Yeah, I it's funny. I think the real reason why he didn't take off from the beginning is because he had such a poor spring training, and they couldn't make him the starter while Trevino was already there because he was an all-star the year before. So it would kind of make you look stupid
Yeah.
if you did something like that. And he wasn't getting at bats. It was kind of like the Cervelli thing, and even the Austin Romine. You're playing twice a week, like you're not going to get in a rhythm. When he went down, and he was the main starter, he's hitting well over 300. His numbers are through the roof, so that's huge. And he's a big boy too. So if he could even be somewhat close to Jorge Posada with that lefty swing, that would be great.
I'll take it.
100%. So now we go to the Mets, right? The Mets have had a pretty good road trip so far.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, besides the loss yesterday was pretty.
No, it was
devastating, just
bad,
The
yeah.
way it happened, but I'm sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, no, they won the first 2 games. Saturday, it didn't really work out. I think what's his name got hurt too. The starting pitcher, Blackburn, is it?
I think, yeah, someone took his place, didn't he?
Yeah, but yesterday, they got a good performance out of Quintana, who's been struggling a bit lately. But 2-run homer in the 8th,
And that was off the bullpen, right?
yeah, and one in the 9th, and it's a 3-2 loss.
Yeah. So I know they could have stole 3 out of 4 games for the Padres,
Right.
and they wind up not doing that.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. That's why it was a disappointing weekend for them.
Yeah.
But even still with that, I feel like the old Mets would have won just 1 game.
Mhm.
The fact that they went to the West Coast,
Right.
started it off, and split against the
Yeah,
Padres.
and no one's beat. I don't think they've lost a series in a long time.
Right, no, they've been one of the hottest. That's the funny thing about this road trip. Both the teams they're facing have been the hottest teams in baseball since the All-Star break.
Right, that's what it was.
They're like
Since
1 and
the-
2.
Since the All-Star.
Right. So for the Mets, it's a tall task. So you go into San Diego and you take 2. You could have took 3, but you didn't.
Right.
Hopefully that's where it stands and lies, and then you go and hopefully you can take 2 out of 3 against the Diamondbacks, and now you won 3 out of 7, which is not. It'd be 4 out of 7. I'm sorry, which is pretty good. Like I
Yeah.
think I would sign up for that on a West Coast trip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'm not sure what the number is now. Is it maybe like 3.5 or something?
Yeah, I mean it should be something similar to that. They shouldn't be too far out. Let's see here. So you got the Diamondbacks, you got the Padres, and you got the Braves, and the Mets are still 2.5 out.
Oh, 2.5.
So they're still in good shape.
Yeah, kind of the
And the
same.
Braves keep plugging away, even though everybody on their team is getting hurt.
Right, which is amazing. Like, who do they even have in their lineup at this point? Like, it's unreal.
Gio Urshela.
I wonder how he's doing.
know.
That was one of the things I wish we could have done, just to have some more security on for the infield for the Yankees. I think we talked about it, but it would have been nice to have Gio back. He was a good Yankee, and then we traded him for such bums. Ugh, I don't know. And let's see how is everything going on the wild card right now for the American League. You got the Orioles, Royals, Twins. Oh, so this is almost a dead race, right? Like, it's kind of finished. I mean, the Red Sox are 5 games out. They could come back in a month, but that's a tall tale. That's kind of tough to do. And right now, the Orioles are a game and a half back of the Yankees. So you want to see the
Game and a half?
What happened?
They're a game and a half?
Yeah,
now?
game and a half right now, and that's pretty much it. Like, it's actually pretty tight in the AL for the most part. You got them a game and a half away from the Yankees. You got the Royals 2 games away from the Guardians, which is amazing. Bobby Wood Jr. must be really, really good.
Yeah.
And then you got the Mariners 4.5 back of the Astros. It looks like the Rangers aren't going to make the playoffs this year, the World Series champs.
Wow.
Yeah, they're 60 and 71. I didn't realize they were that bad.
Wow.
Well, they got a few of their pitchers have been out. Right?
A bunch, right? Like DeGrom doesn't even play for them anymore, right? But he's still hurt. Scherzer's hurt. Another guy, one of their guys went down as well. I can't remember who. But you know what's so tough about this year? It looks like no one's gonna get to 100 wins unless someone goes on like a crazy win streak.
No, they were saying that last week.
Yeah.
I think, and this is the first time in like a very long time. I think.
No, yeah, you're not wrong. It's been a really long time, which means like the playoffs could be really interesting this year, if you think about it.
I mean, the last year.
Well, if
You
it
had
ma-
two wild cards in the World Series.
Yeah, of
that's
course.
true. If it makes you feel any better, I think the White Sox have reached 100 losses already.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yep, you're
I
right.
think, they were the fastest or something like
Damn, they only have 31 wins.
that. That's crazy.
And they played, what was it, April, May, June, July, August, almost 5 months. That's 6 wins a month on average.
That's
Not too
nuts.
good.
That's if you break that down even further, that's almost 1.5 wins a week. Oh, that's terrible.
Where are they drawing in attendance every day? Can't be much.
No, but they were so bad, and they sold off the pieces that they had for the most part, except for that one pitcher. I forget his name. But oof, God, it's awful. Oh, anyway, so yeah, with the Mets, I'm hoping they could keep it tight the rest of the season, and maybe make the playoffs. That'd be kind of cool, because this might be the one year where you could see them make it to the World Series, and maybe the Yankees could too, and we could have 2000 all over again.
No.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
How sweet would that be?
That'd be kind of crazy, you know, especially with the way the Mets beat the balls off us this season. Like, I'd be actually nervous this year. Like in 2000, I wasn't nervous. Maybe it was just because I was like a kid, and I was just like, whatever, the Yankees are the best. And we're also just coming off like, you know, back-to-back World Series wins, so I'm like, yeah, like we're not losing, you know. But I don't know. I'd be a little bit more nervous this year than that year. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And the Yankees actually had Old Timers Day on Saturday.
Yes, they did.
Now, I caught some of it. I DVR'd it. I haven't watched it yet.
I didn't catch any of it.
Is that why it was at 2:00?
Yeah,
Start?
yeah. But you know what's funny? And I might have the answer to this anyway, but I wonder what you guys think.
It's like,
Oh, your mic died out, huh? Oh boy, that was weird. It was plugged in too. Anyway, so the remember how they used to do? I don't know how long ago they stopped doing this. Like maybe it was like around COVID, but they used to have the Old Timers Day game.
right.
I kind of miss that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it got to the point where it was just so, the guys that were playing at that time that were the old timers were so old and just it was so insignificant that I guess it just did away with it. I can see these guys today that just don't want to be bothered, right? They're like, all right, well, we'll do a ceremony, we'll do a nice ceremony, but we're not playing. We're not interested in playing. Like Jeter, I can tell you right now, Bobby, he has no interest in playing.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But I feel like some of those guys would. They just don't get enough of them anymore. And like you'd have to like dumb it down to like the Homer Bushes and the Clay Bellingers of the world, and no one really wants to see them, and they probably don't even want to be bothered.
Right, and if Jeter's going to show up and not play, then what's the point? They're not going to have an old timers day with Jeter.
Right. And like what they've been doing is they've been celebrating like the World Series teams that won like the last 30 years or so, and they've been bringing those guys back with the coaches,
Yeah.
and then just throwing them on the field. So I want to catch it. I'm going to try and watch it and see what happens. But yeah, it's not the same to me. I used to like seeing like guys that I vaguely remember playing baseball, and then I didn't really get to see much of them because I was so little, Like the one guy I would love to see, if they could ever get him here because he's still coaching, is Don Mattingly.
I know, and he's never been a part of one, right? Because he's always been
A coach
coaching
somewhere.
in a different organization.
He might have been a part of it when he was coaching with the Yankees. I don't remember. Like, remember when, like, towards the end of the Joe Torre era, like, he was a coach with him? I don't remember if he was a part of Old Timers Day, but he should have been if he was here. But anyway, that's fun for the fans. Like, I feel like they should bring back the game. It would be nice to have them a part of the Old Timers festivities, like of old, and playing the 3 innings. I think that'd be nice. I don't know. That's just me. But, what are you going to do? So, I was talking to somebody at work not too long ago, and we were trying to figure out, like, where you would rank, like, I guess the 5 best baseball teams right now.
Okay.
Like, from 1 to 5. Like, you have, like, the Yankees and Orioles are virtually the same, right? And then you have the Guardians, you have the Phillies,
Right.
you could put the Brewers in there, the Dodgers, of course, the Diamondbacks.
He did it once in 2017.
There you go. Okay. All right. I thought I saw him at one point. So, like, you got all these teams, and they're all within like 2 games of each other for the most part. Who do you guys think would be like the order of the teams, like 1 through 5, power ranking wise, I guess, as like one of the most complete ball clubs right now?
Say that again?
So basically, you have the Yankees, Orioles, Guardians.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to throw the Astros in it because they're only 10 games up. But then you got the Phillies, the Brewers, the Dodgers and Diamondbacks, and Padres. What would be your top 5 teams, basically? Like power ranking out of all those teams. Like, who would you put in the top 5? Who would you snub out?
Say the teams again?
You got the West, you got the Dodgers, Diamondbacks, and Padres because they're separated by 4.5 games, but they're all over 74 wins. You got the Brewers, 75 wins, the Phillies, 76 wins, the Guardians, 75 wins. I'll even throw Kansas City in there, they got 73 wins. And then you got the Orioles and Yankees.
I mean, I think it's going to be a toss-up at the top between the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Orioles, the Phillies. That's 4 of them right there. And then who's left? The Guardians, I guess.
So, to me, I think the most complete team would be the Guardians. I'd actually, even though the Dodgers have a better record, I don't know their injury situation right now. I would put the Guardians slightly ahead of the Dodgers and the Yankees and the Orioles. The Orioles don't have a great starting pitching staff. They lost a few guys, so they're going to be more towards the bottom of my list. I like the Phillies as a whole too, so they might be even tied with the Dodgers in that respect. I'm not really caring so much who has more wins at the moment. I'm looking at the teams as like a whole and seeing where they're lacking the most. And I'll be honest with you, the Yankees are probably 4th on my list out of those teams. So I could be swayed one way or another with the Dodgers over the Guardians, same thing with the Phillies kind of thing. But let's just put them all 1, 2, 3 as I had them with the Guardians, Dodgers, Phillies, and then Yankees. And then I would even say the Diamondbacks would be my number 5. I leave the Padres off. I leave the Kansas City's just barely out there as well. I feel like when it comes playoff time, some of these teams that haven't
What
been.
about Minnesota? Is it Minnesota?
Minnesota's right there too, but they're 72 in. So even if I threw them in, I didn't even put the Royals in the top 5. I'm not putting the Twins in the top 5. And, you know, can you really see the Twins winning a playoff series? Maybe if they played someone other than the Yankees, but,
Yeah.
you know, like I can't see them, you know, maybe beating whoever's in the West. Maybe they could beat the Astros.
And they got 72 wins, so
Yeah.
they're doing something right.
Yeah. And the Astros are 70 and 60, so they're back in the business, but
That's the freaking one that's everybody's starting to sweat bullets about, I'm sure.
oh yeah, because you don't want to see them.
Where are they?
I'm gonna look it up right now. They're leading the West right now, so they're in the playoffs.
Oh, Jesus.
So the only way that they could do it is the Mariners would have to get super hot, knock them off,
Are they
and
way ahead in the West?
they're ahead enough. They're 4.5 games out. 4.5 games
Ahead of who?
of the Mariners.
Oh, and the Mariners have been such a wind and fire their manager, right?
Yeah, they've been bad for a while
So
now.
we got to deal with the Astros.
Yep.
That. There you go. That's the script right there. They sucked wind all beginning of the season, made a comeback, and now they're going to go back to the World Series.
Well, let's hope not. Let's hope you know, Judge can finally get hot in the playoffs.
Oh, God.
Like he really needs to do what A-Rod did this year. You know? And I'm not even talking about
In 09.
yeah, like carry him all the way through to the World Series and even win the World Series because A-Rod fizzled out in the World Series, but then everyone else got hot, like Hideki Matsui, Johnny Damon, those guys got hot. But he literally carried them through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs and got them to the World Series on his back. Now, if Judge can do that and then have a mediocre World Series and they could win, great. Like, that's what I'm looking for because it looks like Soto won't have a problem in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, just the way he hits, I don't see him
Yeah.
slumping for like 10 games and we lose whatever round we lose in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just can't see that. And we already know Stanton is really good in the playoffs for whatever reason. Like, I don't understand that. He just gets hot in the playoffs. I'm fine with that. We need like 2 more guys to step up. You know what I mean?
And hopefully it's Judge and Wells.
Yeah. Judge, Wells, Judge, Volpe. It has to be Judge and 1. You know what I mean? Plus 1.
Whoever else.
Right. Anyone else in that line. You can tell me it's Gleyber Torres. I don't care.
I'm on saying Brad already making $30 million.
It's crazy. And CeeDee Lamb's going to be making what? $38 million?
No,
Oh, no, that's his
30.
signing bonus.
Yes, it's like $34 million, I think they said.
Wow. So he's the second highest paid wide receiver. That's another thing too. The NFL is 2 weeks away.
Yeah, yeah,
Crazy.
yeah.
I can't believe it. And then you got I heard you over talking about the fantasy football. That's tomorrow, baby. Like this next week
That's
is
the
huge.
first draft?
First draft is tomorrow. Second draft is Thursday. That's online. And then another draft next week. I think it's either Tuesday or Wednesday, I think. I'm not even sure.
And then the next night is opening night.
Yeah, yep. I can't believe it's
What?
back already.
We have one Thursday night.
Yeah, as I said, I'm in 3 leagues. So I have one tomorrow
Right.
in Jersey. I'm going down to the shore in Jersey, hang out with my friends, and do the draft. And then Thursday, I'll still be there, but I'll be doing it, I guess, on my phone or on my iPad. And then next week I got the other league. I think it's Wednesday. It's at 8. I know they're at 8 o'clock, so I'll figure it out. Or someone will tell me, "Oh, you're missing the draft. Get on the draft." And I'm like, "Okay, no problem." You know, I've been doing a lot of research the last week. It's not hard to do actually because, like, every 5 minutes I get something from Yahoo said, check out this and check out that and
Right.
check out these wide receivers and the do not draft list and the do draft
A lot of
list and
content, yeah.
and like, you know, there's so much, and it's just like I start to read it and then I get bored and I'm just like, I go to the next one and then I go to the next article. I go to the next article. I'm like, how did all these guys get these jobs to do this and write these articles all the time? Like, it's just so much.
That's what they do for a living.
Right, but they do it all the time, like all year round. Like, I don't want to hear it. Like, I don't really want to hear it in June. Like, get ready for your draft.
Well, yeah, that's
Like, we're in June, guy.
yeah.
Like,
It's like seeing Christmas decorations in August.
right. Or anything for that matter, like Halloween stuff in August. Like, my sister's got Halloween stuff up right now. I'm like, what are you doing? It's August.
Well, I mean, they got those spirits stores open already.
I know, but I'm like, come on, dude. I'm like, and she did it in the beginning of August, not even like this week where it's like almost the end of August. So what are you gonna have this stuff up for 2.5 months, 3 months?
You see, they're opening one up this year on New Park Road where the Dwayne Reed was.
Oh, right. Yeah, it was there last year, too.
Oh, wow.
My sister's excited because she could just walk right there.
I've had enough of these things now. Even Christmas is getting a little crazy. I don't know. Wild. What else do we got? Yeah, football's almost here. Then, you know, after that it'll be basketball. Oof, we got a lot going on soon. A lot happening. But you know what? We'll still be golfing, hopefully.
Hopefully.
The weather will still be, hopefully still be nice in September, October.
Hopefully.
Preseason's done, right?
Mm-hmm. I think it ended yesterday. Right? Preseason.
did it?
Yeah, I think so. I think the last games were yesterday. I could be wrong, but
Yeah, I went to watch a little bit. I guess it was Friday or Saturday, and I was like, oh, I forgot the last game, but they put the guys in.
I didn't watch
Starters.
any of it. I'm just not interested until week 1 takes off like that Thursday. I'll be interested. Other than that, actually, I'm not gonna say that. Once I get done with my drafts and I set up my teams up, then I'm gonna get interested because
He had some season last year, huh?
yeah, he did. That's why he wanted to restructure his deal. First in targets, first in receptions. We're talking about CD Lamb right now. Third with reception TDs and reception yards second. So monster year for him. But you know what? You know why? Is because they have no other wide receivers.
What they do?
Not really. What's his name? Brandon Cooks had a terrible year last year. It was his worst, like back-to-back seasons he's had. And normally he's like reliable. You know, whatever, a bunch of catches for 1,000 yards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wasn't good. And then your tight end was it? I want to say Jake Ferguson.
So that means because the only big time starting receiver that's still out there is Jamar Chase. So he's going to get more than even him.
Probably. And he's holding out too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's practicing though, I thought they said. I thought they said he went to camp. He's just not gonna like play without a new contract, which is I guess a little different. Not much if he's still gonna sit out during the regular
A
season.
hold
There
in,
you go.
Oh, here we go.
right?
What happened?
A hold in, I guess.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like see, like see, you return to
Oh,
practice.
he just returned to
Yeah.
practice. Yeah. He's still got 2 years left.
Yeah. It's 21.8 million 50-year option for 2025. Oh, so that's an option. I guess the team option for that,
Yeah,
right?
so he's got 1 more year and then the 5th year up. That's what CD Lamb was on this year. He would have been on his 5th
Okay.
year rookie contract option.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel bad. These guys got to get paid.
I'd like to see the Cowboys get this guy too, man.
That'd be great. He actually wants to get traded.
I know. But they can't afford him.
No?
They still gotta pay Parsons, they still gotta pay Dak.
I mean, didn't Dak just get paid 2 years ago?
Seems like he's always getting paid.
Right. Like, the guy hasn't won a playoff game. Like, I would tell him, like, yo, you'll get paid at the end of the year if you can win a playoff game. How about that, champ? Like, you know, these guys. I don't mind them trying to go for the money, but do something for it. Jesus. I don't know. It's going to be a very interesting year in football, I think, this year. It's going to be wild.
Let's see. Let's hope it's a good one.
Yeah, let's hope it's good for our teams at the very least. I'm rooting for the Jets to have at least 10 wins. That'd be nice. Anything after that, I'm fine with. Make the playoffs, 10 and 7.
Just get through week 1, right?
Right. Well, I'll tell you right now, Aaron Rodgers doesn't get through week 1, He's gonna owe me some Nashville money because this is the second attempt I'm going to see him live, back-to-back years. You know, I gave it to him last year because we went in November, so he could have got hurt like the week before that anyway. But I'm literally going week 2 to Nashville to see him play.
So week one's really important.
Right, like he needs to don't play him against the 49ers. How about that? All right, I don't want someone like
that's who they open against.
yeah, who's on the 49ers? Bosa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want Bosa coming through the middle and crushing Rodgers, and he's like, I got a broken rib, I'm out 4 weeks, I'm going to lose my mind.
Is it here or out there?
Oh, no, they're going to San
Oh
Francisco.
wow, that's
Yeah.
a tough opener.
Yeah, I think they're on the road the first 2 weeks.
Okay.
Well, definitely on the road the first 2 weeks. They're San Fran, and then they go to Tennessee. And I think they come home. I forget who they play. But unbelievable.
Into the fire.
Yeah. And, that's a tough game for anyone to win, to go to San Francisco and beat the 49ers. They were just in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know? And you know they're going to try and crush the Jets because everyone's going to want to crush the Jets this year.
Oh, sure. Sure.
I feel like the media does it to us, too. Like, everyone in the media is saying, the Jets have the best roster out of any football team. I'm like, why do we got to say it? Who cares about that? They could have the best roster all the time. You lose 10 games, it doesn't matter. So why are we talking about who has the best roster?
I know, and that's the other thing. Is, when's the last time you saw a Jet running back going with all these guys talking as the number 1 running back in fantasy? Oh.
I know. He's actually going right now as, I think, the number 2 running back. Because it's CMC first.
Well, yeah. Right. A lot of guys got CMC going first.
Yeah, so it's CMC, then him, then Bijan. I told you I've been doing a homework.
Yeah.
So I know what's going on. You know what I mean? But then they're neck and neck. So he's the number 2, which is crazy, but whatever.
I mean, he had a really good year too.
Yeah. And he didn't have the quarterback they had. Rodgers should elevate everybody this year as long as he can stay healthy. But everyone's gonna go after these guys because they don't. If I'm any other team and they have the best roster, okay, cool. It's like always trying to beat the Yankees. You know, they're the best team. They're always in the playoffs. Okay, cool. I'm going to beat them. You know, we might have 30 wins, but I'm going to try and get 3 more this weekend against the Yankees. You know, yeah. I hate that. Oh, wow.
What?
Why would they do that? So the Packers acquired Malik Willis in trade with the Titans.
I didn't hear it for a 7th round pick. Wow.
Wait a minute, that's kind of. I wonder if Jordan Love's hurt or something. No, right? Couldn't be. Maybe just they want a better backup than they have.
Not a backup.
Right. But for a 7th round pick, that's wild. Oh look, here we go. Ben's back seasons. Oh my god. I don't even want to think about it. Anyway, I'm done talking about sports. So I started watching Umbrella Academy. By the way, I don't know if I talked about it last week, but the Mayor of Kingstown, awesome. You gotta watch the show, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta get on top of the show. The ending was crazy. Anyway, on to Umbrella Academy. So the first episode was a little slow, but then right after that, I think I'm at the beginning of episode 4. The first 3 episodes, wild. And they only have 6 episodes, so this is coming to an end,
Yeah.
Quickly, yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder. I can't wait to see how it ends. Is it a really good, good ending for the show?
It's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like blow your mind kind of ending, but I've seen a lot worse, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
I enjoyed it. I liked
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Me too. I thought it was good.
Yeah. I'm trying to see where it's gonna go because right now they just tried to find that girl Jennifer, I think her name was.
Uh-huh.
They found her in that weird town,
Yes.
which was like a fake, almost
Yes,
like a
yes,
Truman
yes,
Show or
yes,
whatever.
yes.
And now they got into the car accident at I think it was the end of episode 2.
Uh-huh.
And then I watched season 3. I can't remember episode 3. Now they're trying to go look for her again. I think that's kind of where I left
So
off.
now it's gonna take a kind of a big left turn where the story with 2 of the characters are gonna go in a direction that you were not expecting.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm wondering, like those two doctors, Gene and Jean, like they're basically a part of a cult, right? Like they kidnapped the girl.
Essentially.
Right.
They're great.
Yeah.
They're great.
They're really crazy. Well, that guy that's in there, he's great in almost everything he does.
Yeah,
I
and
forget his name.
and she's good too. She's the one from Will and Grace.
Oh, I didn't even recognize her. She's got a lot of makeup on there or something. The black hair lady?
Yeah.
I didn't even recognize her. Now that you say that, I get it because her voice sounded familiar. I'm like, who is this? But she's like got all this stuff on.
They're
and,
good. They're good.
Yeah,
I like that.
well, yeah, they're like basically like assassins or whatever. So I'm wondering where that's gonna go. Like maybe I'll try and watch. Like normally, like I said, I watch it when I'm working out, and I'm not doing that this week because I'm on vacation. But I'll try and watch it this week just so we can talk a little bit more about it next week and everything.
Bang them out tonight, bro.
Yeah, I probably will. Like not for nothing. I'll probably bang at least a couple of them out tonight, after dinner or whatever. But yeah, that's the only thing I've been watching really. Anyone got any other shows you've been starting or finishing?
Just I'm current with that badmonkey. I like that. That's good. And I did watch also on Apple the movie on there, The Instigators. I think it's called.
Oh, how was that? I wanted to watch that.
It was cool. I liked
Yeah?
it. Yeah. It's not like a whole lot going on, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. Yeah.
Oh, you know what you reminded me? I watched a movie too, the Mark Wahlberg movie on Netflix, The Union.
Is that new?
Yeah, it came out last week.
Okay.
It's one of his right to Netflix movies. It was pretty good too. It's like thriller action, almost reminds me of like a Jason Bourne type thing, like CIA nonsense, stuff like that. But it was good. It wasn't like an
I
hour
watched
40
it. It
minutes.
was okay.
Oh, you watched it? Yeah. It is what it is for a Netflix movie.
Halle Berry reincarnated,
Yeah, I had to check it out. Halle Berry's my girl, so I was like, yeah, let's go. But she was nah.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was alright.
It was entertaining.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you have nothing to watch, you can watch that and you'll be satisfied with that. Like, for it to kill an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes,
Right.
you'll be good with that.
You know what's actually pretty good that I've been watching on Apple? And I was always a big fan of hers, but Lady in the Lake.
Ooh.
With
Okay.
Natalie Portman.
All right. I'll have to check that out.
Pretty good.
I feel like that and the lawyer one came out around the same time, so I forgot about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to that.
What's that show about?
It's weird in the sense that she's this Jewish woman who's kind of like lost in a typical Jewish relationship, but it doesn't like drag as far as the storyline goes. It moves pretty quickly, and she just like all of a sudden leaves her husband, and there's like two stories going on at the same time with this lady who works in a club and is like a bookkeeper for a gangster, and then the two stories intertwine. So it's getting to the point where it's really interesting because I'm trying to figure out like what the hell's going on, but it's a neat story, and she's just a great actress. So and I've always been a fan of hers, but it's good stuff. It's more of a serious type of show. It's not but not too difficult to follow or anything like that.
Right, like you could play video games while you're watching it, probably.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Like I could play on my phone while someone, like where it's just in the background. Like, oh, okay, this is cool, whatever. I don't know. I still gotta watch the what's the Game of Thrones, the Dragons show.
I haven't watched that either.
Yeah.
I think that's next on my list, like after Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, that's one of those shows where you gotta rewatch the first season because you're gonna be lost if you don't.
Well, I'm hoping to have like a good 3-minute, like this is what happened last season or whatever.
Yeah, that's not enough for me, man.
Because I was just watching something. Oh, the Umbrella Academy did it. It was perfect. They gave you like the nuts and bolts of the last season. I was like, good, caught up. Let's move it.
That one, you're 100% right. That one was very good at recapping.
Right, like,
Very
and it
good.
literally was like not even a minute long. It's
Yeah.
like boop, 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 boop. I'm like, I remember all that. it triggered in my brain.
Because
I'm
I
like,
didn't even realize
good.
it came out with a new season, right? And then when I saw 6 episodes, I said, "Oh, this must be a new season." And I was gonna get ready to go watch a couple of episodes, and then I watched the recap. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
perfect."
I was like, boop, bop, oh, I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
Yeah, that was a very good recap.
Like, everyone should pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Especially if, like, you're the type of show that doesn't come out every 2 years. I'm not rewatching anything. And, like, if people feel the way we feel, they might not watch it at all, and then you lose viewers, right?
Yep.
So, a good recap, if anyone's out there paying attention, probably would be a good idea to do something like that. Because they aced it. Like, I knew exactly where I was, exactly what happened at the end of the season, and I'm ready to go. And, like, it's just, I know everything that's going on, and now you're into this story, and you're ready to go.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. Anyone got anything else for us today?
That's it.
All right.
No, that's it.
No music for you this week?
Oh yeah, no music this week.
Nothing,
didn't
huh?
have a chance, but it'll be back next week for sure.
All right, cool. Well, folks, you guys have a great week. I know I will. Not doing much besides fantasy football, so wish me the best of luck.
Yeah, and good luck to everybody
Good
else
luck,
that's
yeah,
doing their
everyone.
fantasy drafts.
Exactly. Everyone enjoy this week because it's pretty much the last of the summer. We got Labor Day right around the corner. And yeah, good luck drafting, folks. Let's go Yankees and Mets.